I like to make like hats and scarves, and I like to make hats and scarves and stuff for the people that I care about. I also grew up in Miami, so it was like, it wasn't racist, but I mean, Florida itself is racist, but Miami is a little bit different. It's a little bit open-minded. And then the black friends that I did have were just like, I ain't as ugly as you because I ain't as dark as you. And I'm just like, and or I guess it's like a civilization's success depends on how we treat our children. And so I felt that it was important that the people that I painted, and the people that I put in my paintings were black. All shades are beautiful, and it took me a really long time to realize that my shade is beautiful as well, although I may not feel beautiful every day. We all know what like heartache feels like, right? It feels like your chest and what you want to envision is like this little thing in your chest, and it swells, and then your heart beats faster, and your throat closes, and it feels like there's just like something just pressing down on your chest before it cracks. And then I figure it out as it like, it sounds really corny, but like as it flows through me. And so all my paintings are like based off emotion. Mainly everything that I do is based off emotion. Just me being an incredibly emotional person. I lost my job. I got into a car accident. I just spent $400 on my car, but for some reason, now I need to spend like another $1,000. Fucking shit. I had to call my mom because I needed to be able to just like chill. And she told me when it rains, it pours, and that's what I feel like right now. It's just like I feel like life is taking a huge shit on me. What did I do to deserve this? I don't know. Your feelings matter. How you feel about a situation matters, and I feel like if we are able to understand, yes, I feel this way. Why do I feel this way? And it just like, know that you don't have to smile through it. Know that you don't have to say, I'm okay, or yeah, I'm happy, when you're really not. It helps you. I'm sorry if you asked me how I was doing and I told you that I'm doing bad and it ruined your day. Fuck you. Don't try to dismiss your feelings. I think we all have a tendency to dismiss other people's feelings, either because we don't want to deal with it right now, or because, it's just kind of like, well, get over it. But I don't think that that's the way to do things. Actually, no. I know that that's not the way to do things, because how I was raised and how I grew up, that's how we did things. It kind of like fucked my brain up a little bit. And because I know now how I feel about certain things, I can work with it a little bit better. It's not like it's not crippling me anymore to deal with things that I've buried, or to hold things that I've buried. Because your brain can do that. It can bury things so deep that you don't really remember what it is that you buried. You don't remember the experience. You don't remember anything. But sometimes I like lie down at night and it's just in the most random of times where there's just like a flash of pain, a picture in my mind that causes me so much pain that I cry. And my boyfriend's laying next to me. I'm not gonna wake him up because I'm crying about something that I don't know what's happening. When I was about 7 or 8, my grandfather came to live with us because he was sick and he was dying. And there was an incident where he touched me. And, you know, your parents teach you these spots are off limits. Nobody gets to touch this but you. And so as a kid, you know that something is wrong. It feels wrong. It doesn't feel right in any way, shape, or form. And so I was scared and I ran. My stepfather is the person that actually came and he came home first. So he was the first person that I told. It just felt like it was never dealt with. My mom never talked to me about it. We never it's something that I carried with me for a while. And when he died, I was like, fuck him. I don't care. But it broke my mom when he died. So I didn't know how to feel about it. And I think that's something that weighs heavily on her mind as well, because this is your father. Your father molested your 7 or 8-year-old daughter. How do you deal with something like that? So, where do you go from there? And I felt like maybe there was a wall between me and my mom for a while. That something just wasn't clicking. We weren't able to communicate. Because I am 100% my mom. I have the same mouth. I've got the same way of acting. I mean, the more that I grow up, the more I realize that I am exactly my mom. And so when you're talking to yourself in a mirror, it's hard to communicate. I mean, we've even gotten into arguments where she's told me I was a disappointment and I told her that I hate her fucking guts. Do I hate my mom? No. I said it literally, deliberately to hurt her because I felt hurt. But I think one thing that I knew is that my mom completely loves me. That's something that I never doubted as a child. She would beat my ass, and I mean, there's a phrase she would tell me that she'd crucify my ass, and I got beat as a kid. I got some pretty brutal beatings. Even after I got my ass whooped, it's just I still know. She'd bust through my window or bust through my door and just be like, "You don't go to bed mad at me. I'm your mother. I love you." And I'm like, what? It's like how you literally just whooped my ass. But that's one thing that she just made sure. One, she'd try to explain to me why she beat my ass, and then 2, she followed it up with the fact that she loves me, and I know that she loves me unconditionally. And I think that it just took me moving away from home actually for us to communicate better. And after the last time that she was here for her birthday, we drove up to Vegas, and it's the first time ever that we talked about what went down with my grandfather. And I didn't get all the pieces, but I knew that she didn't know what to do. It hurt her so much that she buried it. Sometimes things hurt so much that you just bury it and move on the only way that you know how. And that's what she felt like she had to do. She had to do it not only for herself, but for me. She didn't want it to be something that like stunted my growth as a kid. But it's not talking about those things that really stunt the growth. They need walks, right? I gotta walk him for at least 30 minutes every day. That's just, as soon as I'm outside, then I'm in the world. I can't really just like retreat, or it's not as easy to retreat once you're already out there. So I'm glad that I have him.